What if I told you that one of the deepest secrets to liberation, hidden for over 2,500 years, isn't some complex secret teaching, but is actually hiding inside a single, commonly misunderstood word? Well, today we're going to peel back the layers of an ancient text to find it.
You know, some of the most profound truths aren't locked away in a vault somewhere. They're right out in the open, often disguised as words we think we already understand completely. We're about to see just how a simple shift in translation can totally revolutionize our understanding of freedom.
It's a wild question, isn't it? I mean, think about it. We spend so much of our lives chasing peace, looking for that sense of calm and equanimity. But what if the very act of holding onto that peace, of cherishing it, could actually become the ultimate trap? That's the paradox we're about to unravel.
So we're going to be diving into this really fascinating dialogue from an ancient Pali text, the Ānañjasappāya Sutta. It's a conversation between the Buddha and his attendant Ānanda. And believe me, it holds a surprising key to what real, unshakable freedom actually looks like.
Okay, first things first. Let's look at the surface level. We're going to start with a clear, modern translation of this pivotal conversation. This is the common understanding, right? The one you'd find in most books.
So, Ānanda asks this super logical question. He's basically saying, hey, if someone reaches this incredible state of perfect mental balance, this deep, profound peace, isn't that it? I mean, isn't that the finish line? It's the question we'd all ask.
And right here, this is the puzzle. The Buddha comes back with this really cryptic answer. He's saying two people can reach the exact same blissful state, yet one is totally free and the other is still trapped. How is that even possible? This is the mystery we need to solve. So the text explains that the unliberated monk gets attached. As you see here, they find this beautiful, peaceful state and they start to possess it, to identify with it. They start thinking, this is it, this is me, I never want to leave this place.
And this brings us to the key word of this first translation. The obstacle is clinging. Seems simple enough, right? Don't get attached, even to the good stuff. But what if clinging doesn't even begin to capture the whole picture?
All right, now we're going to go deeper. We are going to put on our linguistic detective hats and use a very specific tool to unlock the original intent behind these words, to hear them just like the people who were standing right there would have.
This method is called niruti, and trust me, it's not just about looking up a synonym in a dictionary. It's about deconstructing a word down to its very foundation to see the raw, vivid concept the speaker was trying to paint. It's like linguistic archaeology.
The entire mystery, the whole puzzle, it all hinges on this one single Pali word, upadana. This is the word that we usually translate as clinging. But let's see what happens when we apply a little nirity to it.
And boom, this is the moment the whole mystery cracks wide open. Just look at that difference. On the left, clinging feels kind of passive, almost gentle. But on the right, taking up fuel, that's an active, demanding process. It's the difference between just holding something and actively feeding it. And that, my friends, changes everything.
So let's break it down really quick. Upa means near or toward, and adana means to take up. So literally, upadana means to continuously draw something toward yourself to feed on it, to sustain yourself with it, just like a fire constantly draws in wood to keep on burning.
Okay, so abstract ideas are one thing, but what does this difference between clinging and fueling actually look like? Let's translate this into some powerful visual metaphors that we can really get our heads around.
If you think of the problem as clinging, it brings up an image kind of like this. It's a static act of possession. You're holding on so tight, trying to preserve this perfect, beautiful thing, but your very grip is the thing that's destroying it. It's all about having.
But now, look at the image the root meaning, fueling, gives us. Whoa, it's not a static grip at all. It's a dynamic action. Look at all the effort involved here. The problem isn't the beautiful fire of peace itself. It's the conscious, repeated act of finding more logs and feeding the flames, making absolutely sure it keeps going because you've become dependent on its warmth.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The trap isn't the beautiful state you've stumbled upon. The real trap is the subtle, ongoing effort you put into sustaining it. It's the constant searching for more logs, the fear that that precious fire might go out. So, with this totally new understanding, how does our picture of ultimate freedom change? Let's see how this one little insight transforms not just an ancient text, but maybe even our own mental habits.
So here's how it happens. It's a sneaky process. First, you experience some profound state, peace, joy, you name it. Then you start to identify with it, thinking, this is me, I'm a peaceful person. So you start actively doing things to maintain that identity. You start fueling it. And before you even know it, your consciousness is totally dependent on it. It needs that fuel source.
And this brings us right back to the Buddha's conclusion, which now we can see in a completely new light. The ultimate freedom, what's called the deathless, is described as release without upadana, release without taking up fuel. It's not about finding a bigger, better fire, it's about stopping the act of fueling altogether.
And this is why this really matters. This is the big takeaway. It suggests that real liberation isn't about achieving some permanent state of bliss to replace all our suffering. No, it's about developing a mind so radically free that it doesn't need to sustain itself on any experience, whether it's painful or pleasant. It can just let experiences come and go, like clouds in the sky, without feeling the need to fuel any of them. So I'll leave you with this question. Look at your own life, your own mind. And this doesn't have to be some deep meditative state. It could be an identity, like being a creative person. It could be a relationship that you feel defines you, a belief about the world that you need to be true. What fire are you actively and maybe even unconsciously feeding today?